Well, hello and a very warm welcome to St Peter's Church, Chelmarsh. A very beautiful church here in Shropshire, just outside Bridgnorth. I'm here today, of course, to see the organ and play it and bring it to you. So as you can see, it's down here in the choir aisle. And it's a very beautiful instrument, a modest instrument, but a very beautiful instrument. I'm going to take a quick detour here to show you the pedal pipes here. That's the bottom notes of the 16-foot pedal board on. And then once we come back round here, without colliding with the cross, we come into the chancel, and here is the main case and the console. It's a relatively small instrument, 2 manuals and pedals, no reeds, nothing above 4-foot pitch, but it's a really beautiful instrument and a really beautiful church. I'll just take a second just so you can take in the church. Just take a look at the choir stalls, at the panelling around the edge, the panelling behind the altar. If we come out here, carving all over the rood screen. This was all done by a local vicar who taught the local boys how to carve like this, and so this was carved by the local vicar and by local boys. All of this, the rood screen and all the choir stalls and everything. Beautiful work. And the rest of the building is also beautiful. It's quite rare because it's actually the whole nave and chancel, which is all joined together, is actually from the decorated period of church building, and that's really rare in Shropshire. There's not many decorated churches in Shropshire. Really beautiful place. And then the tower is, of course, later, although there is actually some Norman features which are much earlier. You can see up there to the tower and the ringing chamber. So without further ado, let's head over to the organ, and I'm going to give you a quick tonal tour and organ demonstration. Okay, so now I'm seated at the console of this lovely organ. So as I said, and as you can see, 2 manuals and pedal. We have 11 speaking stops, and then 3 couplers, and it's mechanical action throughout. Tracker action to the pedal, and mechanical action to tracker action to the manuals, and mechanical stop action. We have a trigger swell pedal down here, and 2 combination pedals which act on the grate. The first one brings out the 8-foot Clarabella and the 8-foot Dulciana, and the second one brings out everything. The instrument was built originally in around 1880-ish by Nicholson and Co. of Worcester. Here's the plaque here, and I believe it was originally built for this church. As I said, fairly modest. As I also said, nothing above 2 foot and no reeds, but everything is really beautiful. The instrument is in really good condition. It's been restored in the last sort of 10-15 years. It's in really very good condition, even though it hasn't actually been maintained really in the last few years, sort of due to COVID and all that. It's playing beautifully today. So without further ado, let's have a quick look round what this organ has to offer. So I'm going to start. I'm going to start with the flutes today. There's actually 4 flutes on this organ, and I suppose the pedal board on. So I think let's start on the swell today for something a bit different, with the 8-foot Lieblich Gedacht. So this is what it sounds like. We have an extremely effective swell box. It's a very thick box, very effective. We've then got a 4-foot harmonic flute. And then the two together. Really lovely sound. And then going on to the great, again we have 8-foot flutes. We've got an 8-foot clarabella, which sounds like this. Very lovely. I suppose I could just compare it to the Lieblich. Much larger, much rounder. Although my perception of the organ is going to be not what yours will be. The microphone is over there, and I'm sat right under this overhang. So all the sound is going to be going out way over there. Even though the pipework is actually back in the chamber, all of this overhang is just space. So, moving on, 4-foot wild flute. With the clarabella. So, quick comparison. Now let's look at the strings. I'm going about this in a slightly strange way, but never mind. We'll stick on the great for now. Let's have a look at the 8-foot Dulciana on the great. This is tenor C, and the bottom octave comes from the clarabella, I believe. Yes. So the Dulciana on the great. Really lovely, delicate sound. Moving up onto the swell for the strings, we have an 8-foot gamba, which sounds like this. Again, I presume this is Tennessee. Yeah, sharing from the Lieblich Gedakt. that has a Celeste, a Vox Celeste, and a feature which, although I've heard about, I've not actually come across in person, is that if you draw the Vox Celeste, it draws the gamba too. You cannot, and if you push the gamba in with the Celeste out, it pushes the Celeste back in again. So you can draw the gamba on its own, draw the gamba, I can pull the Celeste, I can put it back in again, but I can't draw the Celeste on its own. If I draw the Celeste, it will always draw the gamba. If I try to put the gamba back in, it pushes the Celeste back in. So those are always used together. Well, the Celeste is always used with the gamba. So this is what this sounds like. This is beautiful, beautiful strings, lovely to have on an organ of this size. You don't often end up not having a Celeste. And if I was looking at other sort of Nicholsons, I would almost more expect it to be, say, an oboe on the swell rather than a Celeste. I don't know, it is a shame we haven't got any reeds. I think that Celeste is probably a lot more useful and certainly very beautiful. So here we go. The gamba and the Vox Celeste on the swell, starting with the box shut. Aren't they just lovely? Really lovely sound. So that literally just leaves the diapasons. So swell, we have an 8-foot open diapason. I believe this is not full compass. I'm wrong, it is full compass. And what I've just realised now is that those pipes are actually round the corner here on the side of the organ, like the board on pipes, but on this side. I had noticed those and was wondering what they were. So that's so the bottom octave is outside of the swell box, but it is full compass. So here's the open diapason. Very nice. And then on the grate, I have to point out everything on the swell is really quite gentle, and the volume of each stop is very similar. Here's the open, here's the gamba, here's the lieblich gedakt. Celeste doesn't count, and here's the 4-foot flute. Everything's almost the same volume, just different tones, and it's quite subtle, the differences. It's very nice, it's all quite delicate. So then on the grate, we've got an open diapason. Although this is definitely the loudest stop on the organ, it's still not a massive sound, not a humongous diapason, at least not from where I'm sat. And I believe the bottom octave of this, or the bottom octave or so, is in the facade. They look like speaking pipes, and I've seen some tubing inside the organ. So here's the open diapason on the grate. Lovely. And then we have a 4-foot principal. That's the last manual stop that there is. Here's the principal alone. the open. So really nice sound. There's lots of combinations that can be had. Some solo effects. I haven't tried anything yet, really, but perhaps we could have the Dulciana on the grate and solo use the harmonic flute on the swell as a solo stop. We could, of course, have the swell strings, and well, any of the stops on the grate could be a solo stop for the swell strings. Here's the Dulciana, seeing as it's drawn. Eight-foot Clarabella. Wild flute. Or, of course, maybe the open diapason. That could go on. Endless amounts of solo sounds and lots of beautiful chorus sounds. If I just very briefly build up the sounds, if we started perhaps with just the Dulciana on the grate, coupled to the pedal. I did the gamba from the swell. Celeste. The lieblich gedacht. Bella. open. Grate open. Great principal. Lovely sound, other than the fact that I just maybe used a little much wind there and it sagged. And it sounds like that was just a gentle chorus, but that was actually the tutti. I have every single stop out. This is the full organ. However gentle it may be, it's still a very beautiful sound, a very noble sound. This is a really lovely organ. I will be interested to hear what it sounds like actually from out in the room, because of my position here. It softens everything and it feels very soft, very quiet. The tone is very soft, and I presume it's going to be a little brighter out there and feel a bit bolder. But a really lovely organ. A big thank you to everybody involved in allowing me to play this and making it possible. So very big thanks. Really enjoyed my time here. I hope to come again. And you've got a lovely organ. There's going to be a few hymns you can listen to and a few pieces, and there will also be, I'm going to also do a quick improvisation for you now, so you get a little bit of everything. So thank you to everyone here at the church once again, and a very big thank you to you online watching. Now quickly before the pieces, let's just take a very quick peep inside the organ, just to see the action and a glimpse of the pipework. So to get on into the organ, you remove a panel off the side. Immediately there you see the great stop action. And then here you can see the rollerboard for the tracker action for the swell. Looking across, there's the coupling action and the trackers going up to the grate. The stop action. You see the swell stop action on the other side. There's where the stops go through into the console. There's the action for the swell shades. Here you can see those two springs operate the great combination action. You can see the metal bars behind, and then there is the trackers for the pedal action. Those are feeder bellows, beautifully relevered for hand pumping the organ, and then the relevered wind reservoir itself. You can see the swell pedal action again. We come up through here, and we come to the level of the pipework. Above impost level, there is the great wind chest. We've got the wall flute at the back, then the principal, then the stop diapason, and then already the dulciana, and then the open diapason. Clarabella, sorry, not stop diapason. And then here's the swell directly behind, glimpse of the pipework. With this walkboard, in between, at the end of the walkboard, you can just make out some more wooden pipes. That's the pedal board mounted on the opposite side of the case, the west side of the case, and that was a glimpse of the bases of the swell open diapason, which, as I said earlier, were outside of the box.